Ladies and gentlemen, I spoke ad nauseum about how worn out, tired, and chagrined I was with zombie movies. You'll never guess what I did just the other day. Cinematic class is about to begin. Your professor is in. Greetings, salutations, and other sundry affair. I am your cinematic professor and purveyor of truth in movies. And tonight's lesson plan is a movie called Silent Zone. And it's from the folks at Saban Films. You've heard me rant that I am up to here with all these zombie movies. They're a pain. But then the other day, I happened to watch a zombie movie called Die Alone. And wow, this one was really different, well acted, and it was very good. You can check my review on it a little further down on the list. I like that movie a lot. In fact, I listed it as one of the top movies of the year so far. I really enjoyed this. So here comes another one, Silent Zone. Saban usually puts out pretty decent movies. Let me give it a yeah. Got me again, kids. This is just another zombie movie. Well, I shouldn't say that. It's maybe like Emerald says, bang, it's up a notch from your typical zombie. Let me tell you what they did here. And I'm going to mention editor Attila Zekza. All right. Here's what Attila did. He took an hour and 15 minutes of this zombie movie and he made it a template zombie movie. Folks, if you've seen at least two zombie movies, the first hour and 15 minutes of this movie, you will know verbatim. Been there, done that. You'll know what the dialogue is, what the responses are. You'll know what's coming down the pike. It is so filled with stereotypes and templates from zombie movies that you're sitting there going, oh, geez, go up and get popcorn, go back out and get Cracker Jack or whatever. This is going nowhere fast. But now I've got to give Ed a little bit of credit because in the final 45 minutes, and that's a problem because this movie's too damn long, he throws in some different aspects. Okay? He throws in a colony on the water. Now, that in itself is not new. I mean, they did that in Walking Dead. They did that in Z Nation. They've done that everywhere. The difference is he adds a mad scientist to this one. All right? And the mad scientist believes that the zombies, the infected, the virus people, are actually the next phase of evolution. So he's all for it. And he's got all kind of electrical gizmos that will help them along and help them take over the earth. Now, it never really says how he figured he was going to survive in all this, but that's his game plan. And that's the different twist that this one adds at the end that makes it just a little bit of a notch better than your typical average zombie movie. Here's a look at Silent Zone.
This is the Silent Zone. No one is gonna help you. You can only count on yourself. Always change your position. You stop, you die. You are hunted by the most dangerous animal on the planet. Humans.
A scout?
Yeah. So the pack must be nearby.
Put your hands up!
I thought we were far enough.
Far enough don't exist, sweetheart.
So the movie opens up with the beginning of the plague, okay? And it sets up pretty much the main characters and how they're going to set out on their journey. And then the movie jumps 10 years into the future. So we've gone through all the let's get to meet you type of things, and we go into the meat and potatoes of Zombieland. Folks, I'm surprised the women's lib organizations have not screamed about this beforehand. Maybe because it's too real. It's the way things are. Well, will you please explain to me why women are the cause of all the troubles in movies like this? I don't care if it's an action movie, a horror movie, hell, sometimes even a drama, or what's intended to be a romance movie. It's the woman! Ah! I'll give you an example. Do you remember Johnny Weissmuller as Tarzan? Tarzan was Lord of the Jungle. Lord of the freaking jungle. And then Jane comes. And Jane, bats her little eyes and comes up with these weird ass ideas that the Lord of the jungle would never think of doing. But, Tarzan listens to her, and you remember the famous Jane want Tarzan in cage, Tarzan go in cage. Boom, he gets captured, and then, the Watusis go nuts. It's like a BLM riot. They're tearing down the jungle, and nothing can happen until Timba comes and gets Tarzan out of the cage, and Tarzan comes in. Maybe they should have used that back in the 20s. I don't know. Ask Tarzan to come in and shut things down. And he's always got to save the day. Here we have the same situation. Oh, my God. Our main character is Cassius. Cassius, he's a special ops operative. He's a commando. In any type of combat situation, this guy is aces. Oh, and by the way, he's played by Matt DeVere. And Matt DeVere he's a big boy, all right? You may have recognized him. He was in the Last Kingdom series. He was also in The Witcher series. And he's done a couple of movies too. He's a big boy. And, when you're in a combat situation and the guy who knows combat says, we've got to move, leave them, they're on their own. You move, you go and you move. And then you get the doughy eyes. Oh, but they're human beings and we must help them. Remember, you don't know anything about these people. You just met them. Being a human being doesn't mean anything because you could be a human being at 2 o'clock and you could be a virus infected zombie at 3 o'clock. So that doesn't mean crap. But, you see the little doughy eyes and make the decision to please the woman, and there's trouble. Always trouble. For once, I'd like to see them make a movie where the guy with the guns, all right, the guy that knows what the hell he's doing, all right, says, leave these people here. We got to go. We're going this way, not that way. And when the woman comes up and goes, wee, 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 pow! Shut up, bitch. Let's move. You want to stay? You stay. You be zombie food. But no. No. All right. I told you about Matt. The girl that's got him eating out of the palm of her hand is Abigail. She's played by Luca Papp. Also in this is Nicolette Barabbas. So the scenes are set up, like I said, the first hour and 15 minutes are all standard. And you have Cassius making every decision opposite of what he's recommending and wants to do. And naturally, all the people are, oh, we're so touchy feely. We got to help these people. We got to help us. These people aren't going to make it to the end of the movie, right? You know that. Okay? Cassius knows that too. Well, I don't know why they put him through all this grief. All right. So there's the movie. It wasn't a bad view if you can get by the first hour and 15 minutes. Because if you struggle through that, then the last 45 minutes, they offer a little something different. And it's a little bit of fun. All right? But sitting through that hour and 15 is asking an awful lot, because that's almost the length of what a zombie movie should be. And it's just so much of the same old, same old. All right, there's my take on that. Yeah, if you're a real diehard zombie movie fan, you may want to check this. I'll tell you one other reason you may want to check this out. It was made in Hungary. Okay? So it might give you a little insight into how the Hungarians make their movies and how they approach their movies. And someone should tell them that a 2-hour zombie movie is way too long. And now that you have learned what you have learned, here endeth your lesson.